Hello everyone and welcome to Module 2. So this week we are moving on. We've done Module 0, our intro and expectations, our general course information. We have completed Module 1, valuing creativity, and now we're on to Module 2, clarifying creativity. So we're just going to go right here to our link into our overview page, and let's talk about what Module 2 is going to look like and what assignments you'll have. So our key question is, what is creativity? And our concepts, here's what we're going to be rolling through this week or during this module. We're going to be defining and understand the effects of creativity. We're going to be looking at the influence of historical and cultural context in creativity. And we're also going to be learning about the elements of creativity. Again, here's our Teams link. It's on the front page. There's no way that there's no opportunity for you to meet with us every Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I will post the video here as soon as I'm done with it. It's not there yet, and keep that updated for you. And then here is what our modules are going to look like. Okay, so we have our creativity warm-up 2.1 because we're in module 2. Our second activity is going to be the definitions of creativity. And then our third activity right here is we're going to learn about the 4 P's of creativity. It's going to be a discussion. 2.4, we're going to learn about historical and contemporary people who are gifted and are creative. And then we're going to work on step 2 of our creativity project. And then we're going to close out with what is creativity as our exit ticket. Additional readings and resources. We don't have as much this week. Here are 3 readings and resources for you. Some are videos, some are downloads. And you can tell the difference that this is a website because it's going to give you an external link, and this one is your little download button here. But these are additional resources for you that align with this module. Every necessary article or video is going to be built in right to your assignments. So I'm going to go pop into your creativity warm-up and talk about that. So this week, we're going to work on our questioning skills. You're going to watch this video. Joseph has a unique way of getting a piece of cake, and it's inspired by a Rube Goldberg machine. It's a crazy invention that has many moving parts. So what you're going to do is list as many questions as you can about how the machine works. There are no wrong questions or bad questions. It is think about what questions you have. This is a great warm-up for students when you're starting a research project, because a lot of times we're doing double IM research or research as a whole. We want to be asking those higher level questions, but just to get the kids away from the higher level questions and kind of getting their basic questions out of the way, showing a video or showing a really cool, interesting picture, and then allowing kids just to ask all sorts of questions or write them down really gets their thinking going. They share them, they then can build on each other's questions. So a little bit of brainstorming, a whole lot of questioning. So that should be fun for you to do. Try and respond to at least one person, please. Then we're going to move into 2.2, assignment 3, the definitions of creativity. You're going to use this document, okay? It would be easier to print it, but not necessary if you're going to do a digital product for this assignment. This assignment here is all sorts of definitions of creativity from all sorts of people. I'm going to go down to the bottom because I think there are 23 different definitions. And so it'll tell you who came up with the definition, where they're from, and what it is. I mean, just so many definitions. And so we all look at creativity and defining creativity differently based on our own personal experience or what's been taught to us or our home environment, our school environment. And so these people, mostly researchers, have developed their own versions based on their expert in their field. So what we want you to do is you're going to download this document, which I just showed you, many ways of defining creativity, and you're going to read all 23 definitions. And here's the reason I said that you should maybe print it, but it's not necessary. You can copy and paste out of the PDF document. you're going to categorize these 23 definitions in your own way. I'm not telling you how to categorize them. You're going to do that on your own. So you're going to create your own groups, and you're going to break them into groups, and then you're going to create a descriptive way to showcase those. And then you're going to create a unique graphic organizer. So I gave you some examples. So here are 2 examples. This is the creativity tree, and they broke down these all 23 definitions into 3 categories, as you can see. They wrote them down on sticky notes, what the definitions were, and then categorized them that way. Now, this one is a ladybug creature, kind of, and they are broken down into 6 different categories that they broke up these definitions into, and that's the way they decided to display it. So I want you to get creative here. I want you to come up with a unique graphic organizer that visually shows the way that you broke up the categories. So I'd probably start by breaking them into categories and tell me what categories they are, give them a name. Are they processed? Are they new? You design how they're going to be categorized. It's not for me to tell you, that's for your creative brain to decide. And then you're going to create a fun way to organize them. Now, you can do it like on a piece of paper at home. I've seen people do them on their kitchen counters and on doors and walls, but you can also, you might not have a lot of that. You can 100% do this digitally. So if you wanted to develop, I don't know, a Prezi, or you in Canva, you did a digital graphic organizer in Canva, and you just copy and pasted all of your definitions in there, or you did it in PowerPoint or in Word. But the key is be creative in your organizer. What makes sense to you? Make it pretty, make it fun, make it originally you. And so what are you submitting? You're submitting a picture of your graphic organizer and a 1-paragraph explanation as to why your unique graphic organizer makes sense to you and how you came up with your categories and why you placed the definitions the way you did. Both of them. If possible, so if you do this, say, digitally, include your 1-paragraph explanation on your digital graphic organizer that you are uploading. If you're doing this on a piece of paper or hands-on because you're creating something fun, just make sure you attach a picture of your graphic organizer and a Word document or explanation of why you chose what you did, your 1-paragraph explanation. So either way, it's up to you. I'm not going to box you in on how you want to be creative here, but make sure I just have the organizer and the explanation, that I'm not missing one of those pieces, because I'll mark it incomplete and send it back to you. Okay, so next is a discussion. It's the 4 P's of creativity. You're going to watch only segments 1 through 3, so you'll watch until 22:14, and I hope that it stops, but it might not. We'll be watching this Creativity in a Classroom series over the course of all of your 8 modules. So you don't need to be like excited and be like, I want to watch all these videos. We'll get to all of them, I promise you. You're going to view the 4 P's of creativity on this website. You're going to read this article and this article. You're going to take all of that. Okay, you're going to synthesize it. You're going to take everything you've learned from those 2 articles, 1 website, 1 video. Okay, so you've got different types of resources here, and you're going to create a short paragraph based on all that information of what creativity is and what creativity is not. So step 1. Creativity is not. Okay? So example, non-example. Then, and I don't provide you a Word document for this. You're just going to need to do this on your own. Then what you're going to do is you're going to make some observations over the course of the next week. Now, these first module 1 and 2 are condensed, so you might take 3 or 4 days. But I want you to observe your surroundings closely. So we did this in the pandemic last summer. So I know that you're capable of doing it, and there will be opportunities for you because we did complete this last year as well. You're going to search for creative people, creative processes, creative products, and creative environments. Then you're going to record different examples of each, and you're going to share what seemed to motivate this creativity to the best of your ability and how did people respond to it. So, observation one, a creative person. It could be someone in your house. It could be you went to watch a show or a play, or you're at Target and you notice something interesting. A creative process, a way to get something done. That would be a lot of problem solving. A creative product. A great creative product that I just recently loved and made me think about this activity is, I'm female, my hair goes everywhere, and the hair goes down the sink the drain in my sink, and constantly is clogging my sink, and it drives me nuts. So of course I get on the Amazon, I get on the Google, and I found the most amazing creative product. It's a little round piece of plastic that goes around with holes in it that goes around my sink drain, and so my hair gets caught in it, so I haven't had any like clogs in my sink drain in my bathroom from like brushing and doing my hair. And I'm like, someone brilliant created this little piece of plastic that goes over the drain to solve a problem that most women probably have. It was great. I love it. It's one of those quirky things I have in my house, and it was very creative. So, look for those odd end things that you might find all around you. And then, what is in a creative environment that you've either been in or in the past, because you might not be going out very much right now, or that you felt was a creative environment. So just 4 observations, a little bit of detail about that, and then you're going to submit that as a comment. So you're going to, in your post, you're going to give a little paragraph about what creativity is and what it is not. 1 paragraph total. Then you're going to write down your 4 observation examples, example, motivation, and any other response that you have to that. And then you're going to thoughtfully reply to 1 other person. Okay, so last, this is a heavy module, is that you're going to look at historical and contemporary people. I really actually enjoy this article in this activity. I actually did this way back when I was taking my creativity endorsement course, and I really liked it a lot. So we're going to look at 8 thinking strategies and identify historical and contemporary examples of people who demonstrated creativity in different domains and cultural settings, because this is important. Looking at creativity outside our culture, even if it's our own school culture or our town or city or our state, but like we need to be identifying what creativity looks like across multiple cultures, and that can look different. So you're going to use the historical examples in the article. That's done for you. But then you're going to research your own contemporary examples. You're going to give the person's name and describe how they used the strategy, and then submit this document right here. So I'm going to see if I can get this preview up for you. Okay, so I filled it out for you, okay, a little bit right here. So you're going to read the article Thinking Like a Genius, which is like above in step 1. And you're going to, with each strategy came a historical example. So you're going to summarize it. So 1, geniuses look at problems in many different ways. Leonardo da Vinci is your example. Give me an example from the article that explains why Leonardo da Vinci was a genius and looked at problems in many different ways. You need to share that with me, okay? Then you're going to look for someone contemporary, someone more modern, who looks at problems in many different ways, okay? You don't need to be tied to someone academic per se with your contemporary examples across the board. Think about contemporary athletes, contemporary artists, people contemporary in the political world, people contemporary academically. There are many ways that people are geniuses or really super creative that are not your Edisons. Okay. Um, so think about that. And when you think about looking at some of these examples, think about those different categories of type of people who you can pull from. And it could be, I don't know, the last 50 years or so, just depending on what your example is. So our strategies are looking at problems in different ways. Geniuses make their thoughts visible. Geniuses produce. Geniuses make novel combinations. Geniuses force relationships. We do this a lot. If you're Pull Out and Gift a Teacher, we try and do creative activities that force relationships. Geniuses think in opposites. Geniuses think metaphorically, and geniuses prepare themselves for chance. Okay. That's what you're going to fill out. You're going to give me a little information as to why the historical example fits that strategy. Literally take it from the article. Do not copy and paste. Please summarize in your own words. And then give me a name of someone contemporary and why. I'm not just looking for names. I need the name and why. Okay? Describe how they use that strategy. If you just put one person's name in the contemporary example, I'm going to pop that back to you and make you redo it. So that's what you are submitting. You're going to give me a name and why, or examples. Okay, so those are your main assignments for Module 2. Now, Module 2, we're still in Step 1, clarify for a creativity project. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this video because this is the video that you're going to use to go over clarify. However, please remember, if you need a refresher, to go to Amy Clymer's website or listen to her podcast. You'll probably be fine, but you want to go look back at just pages 2 and 3 of your creative workbook, because now you've done all of those things. You've generated, somewhere between hopefully 15 and 30 different ideas, or the ideas might be the same. You might be sticking to one general topic or theme, which is perfectly fine also, or one style of invention, or lots of different inventions. But now you want to start narrowing down your idea. So you did it. Hopefully you've been sitting and thinking on those ideas. And now you want to narrow them down. So now you're going to do page 5, and you're going to submit a challenge statement. You want to submit it in here. It's only a text entry box. You see right here, I did text entry box. You're not uploading a file to me. I do not want your workbook yet. I don't want any of that. All I want is one challenge statement, okay? And she talks about that. So I will either approve your challenge statement, or I'm going to ask you to tweak it and modify it and resubmit it, okay? One challenge statement. So I'm going to go down here. We will have done this and this. And so now you're writing a challenge statement under Clarify. This will lead the rest of this process, okay? You might re-engineer your problem, but you just need one challenge statement. One you own, one you can work on, one that's going to lead to what you need and new ideas. So it may start with how to, in what ways might, wouldn't it be nice if, how might, it would be great. So your challenge statement is still pretty broad. You haven't narrowed down exactly what you want to do yet, because you want opportunity for your idea to move. Because what you think you might want it to be now might not be what it ends up being when it's time to get started. So how might I create a space for a garden in my home? I'm not saying how might I get one lettuce, one tomato, and one basil plant to live all summer long. I'm not going into that detail, because maybe I'm just preparing my garden for the fall when I need to plant. And I haven't done enough research yet to know that's what I need to do for a garden at home, but I'm going to do as much as I can to get ready for it. So this is a pretty general, not too general, but a pretty general challenge statement that's going to lead to your idea or project. You might already know what you want to do. Generalize your statement. It might be, it would be great if I had a successful Etsy shop selling home decor. Perfect. It would be great if I started with some, let me rephrase that. It would be great if I could get some ideas down about a book idea. It would be great if I created, I don't know, my own virtual library, something like that. So lots of different ideas for you. A general statement. Please do not put in, it would be great if I had all my lesson plans done for next school year. That's not a creative endeavor, okay? It would be great if I got along with my team members at school. Not a creative endeavor. Goals, yes. Something I hope that you aspire to do, yes. But not a creative endeavor or an invention. Wouldn't it be great if I had a way to automatically clean my shower? Wouldn't it be great if I never had to do dishes anymore? You know, something creative that will lead to your creative endeavor. So that's what you're doing. You're going to submit your challenge statement. That's all you're doing. And I will either approve or just not approve and ask you to modify it. Then you're going to answer this question. What is creativity in a acrostic poem? So you're going to create your own definition of creativity because we broke down those 23 definitions, and you're going to do it in an acrostic poem of your choice. So hopefully your acrostic poem going down will say creativity, and then you will develop your own definition based off what you've learned, and it's a creative way to do it. So that is module 2 for you. We've got a lot going on in module 1 and 2, but we're off to a good start. And of course, if you ever have any questions, please email me. I am happy to respond to you, and I will see you on Tuesdays.